Brilliant. Oh, I've just had to start again. So while I just wait for the sound to come through, I've had to start again because I don't know what was going on. It's like the screen froze, but yeah, my hand's coming in now. Perfecto, perfecto. So let's get into it anyway, whilst I just wait for the sound to come back through. I am seeing from the numerology, mainly the numerology, but some of the transits as well. I'm seeing changes and shifts coming in September, like noticeable shifts, possibly like a 180 turnaround in some cases, or something very noticeable in your material reality. Turnaround in some cases. Brilliant, and the sound works. So welcome everybody to the Luminaries Support You. So what we do over here, we synchronize all of the luminaries together to see how it will be supporting you in the month or month of September. Okay, so usually I don't do this in my Thursday standard videos, but what I'm going to start doing now is the beginning of the cycle, so the first cycle of every month. I am going to combine the Luminary Support You with that first cycle instead of doing like this as well as the one on Thursday, if that makes sense. So for those who are new, what we'll go over is the numerology of the month. If you notice over here, there are 3 numerologies that we look at. Then we'll look at the current locations of all the luminaries, because essentially they are like the base energies that we're operating through. And then we'll look into the transits to see how the energies shift through us. So welcome, my name is Kelita Sahliah. If you're new, if you're not, then welcome. This is sky, I won't say sky astrology. I don't like to use that term because there's someone out there who's a little bit, yeah, she's a little bit shady. But anyway, it's astrology of the sky. So we interpret our astrology based off of the actual visible sky. So you may notice there are going to be positions or constellations you don't actually recognize. Like, for example, over here we've got Child, and it's currently in Scutum retrograding. Okay, so things are much more beyond the 12 luminaries, but don't believe me. All right, do not believe me. Google it for yourself. Check out the sky live to see where these luminary placements are, or you can grab yourself a calendar, because on the back it has all of the ones that we cover anyway. So don't believe me, do not believe me. But let's get into it. It's going to be a long ass video, so whenever you're watching this, make sure you just get comfortable. All right, get comfortable. But let's begin. Bear in mind there is 40% off of the calendar, physical and digital copies, and much more things to come. But anyway, the numerology of September, and as my son always says, please give a like on the video, help your girl out to boost it out there so more people can see, especially if you feel that, if you resonate with the video and you feel that many people would resonate with it too. So thank you. But let's get into the numerology anyway of this month. So like I says, we look at 3. We look at the Gregorian calendar, which is the standard calendar we all follow, many of us follow. Then we look at the original calendar, which basically September would be 7. It would be the 7th month, not the 9th. And then we also follow the 13 moon cycles as well. So what day is our moon cycle coming in? Let's take a look at the beautiful pictures, people, and you can grab it if you'd like. Okay, so our 13th moon cycle is coming in on Tuesday, Mars Day. So that's fascinating. We'll keep the September picture there. So when it comes to the Gregorian, we're getting 17/8. Okay, so when it comes to numerology, if you don't know how to calculate the month, the month numerology, it's just basically the month, add the year, and then you get your number. So for the Gregorian, we're getting that 17/8. So we're getting the 8, and obviously all of them have the energy of 1. And like I've said before, if you've watched any of my videos, 1 is like bring your awareness to the state of matter, like darkness, matter, nothing existing. And then 1 essentially is that masculine light energy that should I do it like this, that basically pierces through. Pew! That's basically the 1 energy. It pierces through the matter. It's that masculine type of energy that knows the direction where it's going, knows the foundation and support. It pierces through the matter, and energy then follows along the masculine support. Okay, so all of them has got that base 1 energy. It generally does, as we are making our way throughout matter, throughout this hologram continuously. So that base energy of 1 is always there essentially. But then we're obviously getting 7 leading to the 8 energy. Did you watch my other video where I kind of broke it down? I was like the 7, and bear in mind, these videos are going to come out where we break down every like number individually, as well as every star constellation and luminary. Okay, but the 7 essentially, imagine more like a dome. We live in like this big toroidal field dome. Not the best drawing, but the 7 energy, just putting the 7 at the top and then coming down. I probably should use a different pen, but that essentially is it. At the top, there's a lot of wisdom. We're connected to the ether, which the 9 is at the top, and then you anchor that in to the material reality. So this 7 energy comes with a lot of wisdom. It really does. Comes with a lot of knowing, esoteric wisdom and things of that nature. And it's about bringing that down and anchoring it in. So these combining together, it's knowing where you're piercing your light, essentially, bringing your wisdom that you know of and anchoring it down into the material reality, which then gives us the 8. The 8 is the actual toroidal field. It is the toroidal field, so essentially it's what you begin to attract to you. But as it is the 8, you have extreme change can come. I need a tissue. Oh, where did I put my tissue? There we go. When it's the 8 energy, extreme change can come. So let's just rub this off. And if you notice that I had like a big board for the past 2 days, no, the past 2 videos, but I've gone back to my little board because it was too big. So the 8 can come with extreme change. You can be at the bottom experiencing lows, and then you shift that and you begin to experience the highs. So as well as what you begin to attract into yourself, it can come with shifts and changes. So as these numbers, basically, these numbers are obviously going to move up as the months or moons go on. So what this is telling me is this 8 energy is the first glimpse of it, until it obviously drops down to the original and the 13 moons as well. We're getting that first glimpse of this shift happening, this potential. You've been at the bottom, you're probably here, and you might even be here working your way up, and you're ready to experience like more momentum, that actual shift coming in, as well as attracting new things. And of course, this shift that the 8 energy is ready to do, and this attracting new things, comes from your assertiveness, where you are piercing your light through, where you're making your foundation and knowing where you're going to go, and bringing that wisdom and anchoring it into your reality. That will come and bring that shift about. Okay, so that energy is part of September. Then we've obviously got the 15-6 for the original. So again, obviously the 1 energy is there, as well as the 5 giving us the 6. So we will touch on the 5 because it's here anyway. The 1's already there, but the 5 in essence is change and connection. So the 5 represents as well like the 6th, no, not the 6th. Why am I saying the 6th dimension? The 5th dimension. And the 5th dimension is the element that connects everything together. It's all the angles or angels of reality. That is where the fifth that's the fifth dimension. So it represents connection and change. Okay, and I just find it interesting in the symbol itself. In the symbol itself, change is clear because we've got this like rough, sharp edges, and then we have this smooth edge. So that just speaks change in and of itself, and it's connected to each other. I do have a very right-brained, probably like childlike mind to see these things, but that's how I see it. So it does represent connection and change. And of course, the 1 and the 5 is coming into 6. Is coming into the 6, and the 6 represents the material reality. It represents it's like that pregnant belly. It is all the material, as I mentioned before. Like 9 is at the top. 9 is ether, 6 is the material, and 3 is the energy spirals that brings from as above so below, basically. So I'm seeing change in your material. All right, something may even grow, bloom, be nurtured, because 6 being the pregnant belly, it can be nurturing, and you can also give birth to that. So I feel that will be different for everyone depending on what you're doing, but you're either nurturing something, growing something, or you're actually birthing it out into your existence. So, and again, I feel it adds to the Gregorian numerology, because this 8 energy that wants to bring change and for you to attract new things. And it's important as well with the 8 to maintain balance. That's a very important thing. So the hologram may present you opportunities where you can easily become imbalanced, but if you just stay balanced, then you're good to go. Okay, so whatever it is you're nurturing, stay balanced in that. You'll attract new things, and obviously something is changing, as this is a base energy for the 6 anyway. It's coming up with its own. So we're getting 4 as an extra number. We're getting 4 as an extra number, building like as one of the building blocks. Yeah, we're getting 4 as an extra number. Oh, I'm sitting on something. I need to move it. There we go. So 4 represents time. Time, and in time, ultimately, it also represents leadership, business skills, consistency, discipline, structure, and things of that nature. Confirmation, but so this is telling me that a base energy for this connection and change, which is here, which is ready to come in, depending on whoever you're connecting with, and so on and so on. You need to be disciplined, structural, and have leadership within your time. So using your time wisely, basically, that's what I'm seeing. But using your time wisely, being disciplined and structural in it, being consistent, could bring about connections that you meet with. This could be any type of connection, but that could help nurture whatever it is that's growing here. Okay, whatever it is that's growing here that wants to be birthed out or nurtured even more comes from this wisdom that you have, that you're anchoring in, and then that can create the 8, the toroidal field, for you to attract new experiences to you and potentially have a shift in your reality. And breathe. So that was a long one for the numerology, but that essentially is what I am seeing. If you do like my interpretation of the numerology, do let me know. Give your girl a thumbs up and things of that nature. So I'll leave them there a little bit if you want to just have a little eye wonder at my amazing, fascinating drawings. But let's get into the positions of the luminaries now on the 1st of September. And as we go through it, we'll synchronize them all together whenever my brain says, yes, let's go. So if you don't know, the ones with the R are all retrograding right now. So we've got 5 luminaries retrograding, and yeah, let's start with CHRION. So CHRION. Oh, I didn't check. Yeah, forget about the moon. Anyway, CHRION. We'll go through these quite quickly, and I'm aiming to actually have these parts time stamped. Okay. It looks so weird on the computer compared to my phone. It's like there's not enough space, but clearly on the computer there's more than enough space. So anyway, CHRION represents the key. It is literally a key. It's elements about it. It represents it's known as the wounded warrior, wounded soldier, and it's basically a wound that you potentially had if you subscribe to past lives and in a past life, if not in your early childhood, early adulthood years. It's a wound that you got from basically being yourself, okay, which made you then hesitant to be yourself because you were wounded, understandably. But that's how the hologram likes to play games. Ultimately, you being yourself is the key. Okay, that is the ultimate key, and the hologram will create illusions after illusions to make sure you're not being yourself. But it's about being yourself in combination, obviously, with wherever your CHRION placement is. I do offer birth chart readings if anyone's available. If anyone would like that, it is available. But ultimately, right now, it's about this Pisces energy. So it's you being yourself in this Pisces energy, and that's a base level that we're at, one of the base energies. So Pisces obviously being very mystical, magical, being the fueler of the 12th house and things of that nature. It can be very hidden, not so much taboo like the 8th house, but with what it talks about, with its wisdom, it's very hidden in nature. So this just brings me back to that 7 energy that's lingering around. It's really being yourself with this Pisces wisdom that you have. Now, oftentimes this Pisces wisdom likes to be expressed in creative ways, through art, dancing, fashion, like any form of creativity. Usually Pisces likes to express itself in that way. So that's going to be unique for you, but whatever that is, even if it's just wisdom you'd like to share. For example, me going on about this, it's not mainstream. It's literally the visible sky, even though it should be common sense. Obviously, the hologram's been hologramming, and it's put a lot of delusions and illusions on people. So it's a hidden aspect. It's not quite widely accepted. So for me, I see that this is one element of the key of this Pisces wisdom, me literally just talking about the stars in the motherfucking sky. So you'll know that, but it's the key. Whatever your own wisdom is, however you feel like, oh, I'd like to express it in this way, could be anywhere. That's the key. So remember that. And of course, it is retrograding though. So we are in that retrograde energy of, okay, this is who you truly are. This is the wisdom you know of, want to talk about, things of that nature. This is who you truly are. But the hologram's giving you some time now to cross the I's and dot the T's to truly be in this energy. Okay. So yes, if you have found yourself going back to like past things that you had stopped, whether that's whatever wisdom or creations you've been working on, but you stop for a moment and you realize over the past like couple cycles you've gone back into it, so is why. Let's move on to child. So child, again, it's retrograding, and it's offering that space, time, and capacity for us to truly work on our inner child. So that's where we are with that, and it's in scutum. So scutum is the shield, and our inner child is being protected. Ideally, it's being protected, basically. It is being protected, and we are naturally working or residing in the energies to complete things, finish things off, so we can continue to protect our inner child's vision. Okay. But just trust yourself. Your inner child is being protected. I feel as long as when I say putting yourself out there, as long as you're being true to what you need to do, your inner child's visions is gonna be protected. Okay, so what was I saying? Fortune. I think we have a transit. We have a transit with fortune, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But basically, fortune is going to be fortunate. You'll be fortunate and prosperous in operating in the Aries energy. Okay, so putting yourself out there front house, working on your appearance and things of that nature, having that passion and flame for whatever excites you, the direction you're ready to go in, but you operating in that energy will bring you fortune. There is a little not a transit, but something's happening with fortune, so we're going to come back and touch on it during this. Lilith was actually, it transits on the 1st into Scorpio. So it's just a little bit of what's before Scorpio, Libra energy. But we are going to touch on Lilith again over here, so we'll come back to that one. Pluto is obviously retrograding in Capricorn, not Aquarius, like mainstream tropical astrology likes to say. It is Capricorn, and Pluto, obviously, it's all about that death transformation. Like I say, Pluto is known as the goddess of the underworld. It doesn't really give a flying monkey about anything except what you want. So if you're like, yes, I'm going to do this, Pluto's like, okay, it's going to happen. And it's very slow moving, but it brings experiences to you which allows you to have a death and rebirth. Okay, so that is Pluto. So right now we are having a whole death and rebirth when it comes to our stability foundations and our long-term goals, because it is in Capricorn, and as it is a slow moving luminary and it's retrograding, it's basically, it's so slow, it's going to be in Capricorn until like 2038. So it's just going to go forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. That's basically what it's going to do for the longest time, for about over a decade. So it's slow, but right now, obviously, because it is retrograding, we are working on the momentum for us to truly move forward when it comes to our long-term goals and our stable foundations. Okay, so yeah, we're transforming through it. Like, basically, I generally feel it touched Capricorn last year for a bit, and then it retrograded out of it, and it's been officially in Capricorn since January. So it's like the very beginning stages, but I'm gonna say I can guarantee at the end of this Capricorn season, at least middle to end or something, but before Pluto truly goes into Aquarius, your life is gonna look completely different. That's what I'm seeing. You're going to have new foundations and things of that nature. So it is a larger moving luminary, but as it's retrograding, we're just working on the momentum so we can truly move forward for this change to come and this actual transformation. Okay, then we're getting another retrograding luminary, Neptune, being in Pisces as well. So Neptune is known as the delusional luminary, is very delusional, but that's because it knows its power and it knows the hologram. So Neptune is it fuels Pisces, or Neptune fuels Pisces, so that's why Pisces is very delusional. So Neptune is happy right now where it's at, and Neptune being Poseidon's trident, so it's the whole trident, and being that water element, it knows the connection to all. So i.e., it knows how the hologram runs and works. It knows many things are possible. You simply just attune yourself to that frequency, literally just like the tuning fork. And sometimes delusion is needed for that. So it covers your intuition deeply, your dreams, your sleeping dreams, as well as your waking dream, like our life in the hologram, basically. It's very feminine in nature. So what I'm seeing, because it's literally the tuning fork, like literally the tuning fork, and it's sat in Pisces, the water element. And I always say, when you're in Pisces, it's the waters where you can attune yourself to the frequencies, because it has the wisdom of all of it in it. I thought I heard someone then. Has the wisdom of all of it in it, Pisces. So it's like this retrograde I'm seeing, it's offering that time to truly attune yourselves in the waters to the frequencies you're ready to experience. Like, I don't really hear a lot of people saying that, but that is what is coming through to me. It's a tuning fork and you're in the waters. So whether it's in Pisces or not, it can potentially do it. But the fact that it is in Pisces, it's like it's amplified. What is going on downstairs? It's ah, and we're back. It says we're live. But bringing in that Pisces wisdom, truly attuning yourself to say, yeah, I want to feel confident enough to actually express myself. Or it's just like, oh, this is a dream I'm ready to live. I'm ready to attune myself to it. And like I said, because it's time and space and capacity to do the things that you need to do, attune yourself even more to that frequency. Okay, so I will say, pay attention to your dreams. And that's actually interesting saying that. My dreams have been wildly vivid but amazing recently. It's very amazing. So pay attention to your dreams. Okay, I'm gonna say that. But moving on to Uranus. So your anus, SARS, I'm childish at times, but Uranus, is known as the father of electricity, and we are having a transit with that. So I'm going to come back to it because there's no point me repeating myself over and over. I'm going to come back to that one. Okay, important transit coming up. Saturn, Father Time. So Saturn's retrograding in Aquarius right now. It's retrograding in Aquarius. So Saturn being Father Time, Saturn represents our hologram. So in the sky, Saturn is the farthest luminary you can see with your visible eyes. So in essence, it's the Saturn rings that emit, or is part of emitting, our whole hologram. So it represents what we are truly spending time on in our hologram, and what we're spending time on, we need to also show up with discipline and consistency and structure. Being Father Time, it wants to reward, so it can be quite of a hard luminary to work with, to be honest, because it needs to see that discipline and structure and consistency before it can actually reward. And basically, if it doesn't see that, it just brings, the hologram just brings more stuff to you. That's what I've noticed anyway. But it's retrograding in Aquarius, so base energy again. It's been there for a minute and it's going to be in there till 2025. But basically, when it comes to what we've been spending a lot of time on, obviously we're spending a lot of time in this Aquarian energy. So have you been spending a lot of time in Aquarian energy? Have you? Because it's been there for a minute. Have you been spending a lot of time on wanting to give back in a certain way, whether that's through whatever you're doing at work, a project, or anything like that? Because Aquarius is the water bearer, so it's very how can I put it? It's very entrepreneurial with unique ideas. So if you have been spending a lot of time on that, naturally you're still going to be spending time on it. And like I said, as it is retrograding, you've been presented with time to truly work or maybe finish off the final touches of whatever you've been spending doing in this Aquarian energy. Okay. So yeah, we've been given that time, and that's a base energy we're still going to be operating from. Jupiter. Jupiter is known as the luminary of expansion. So oftentimes, has this screen gone fuzzy? The screen's gone fuzzy, hasn't it? I don't know what to do, people. It's fine on my camera. It's fine on my phone. I'm just okay. Oh, we're back. Maybe it was just my laptop. And it's like the quality's gone lower. Sorry, people, anyway. I'm trying to do my best, but I feel like this technology is really technology. And anyway, where are we? Jupiter is known as the luminary of... And has it frozen now? Okay, no, it hasn't. I'm just like... And these lot are shouting. Wait there. You just shout again, I'll shout at them and say, stop shouting. But anyway, let's get back to it. Jupiter is known as the luminary of expansion. So it's often associated with the luminary of luck, but all Jupiter knows what to do is to expand. So it's going to expand you in either direction, positive, negative, good or bad. It no matter, him no care, is going to expand you. So it's in Taurus. It's currently expanding our material reality. Have you felt really involved with the hologram lately? Like... Well, I have not had so much appointments in my life. Like, I haven't. And it's like this expansion of you're fully involved in this material reality right now. Like, busy is an understatement. But obviously, Taurus representing the full material reality as well as love and money. Moolah. So we are operating on that level, fully expansive in the hologram right now, and that could be expansive with money and with love too. So do keep that in mind. Now this could be a downward spiral in both of them, or it could be an upward spiral, but it's just gonna expand. So confirmation, but just keep that in mind. Jupiter is ready to expand, or is expanding your material reality, fully immersed in it. Right, Mars is all up in Taurus as well. So Mars represents our drive and our passion. So when it comes to our drive and our passion, it's quite heavy in the material. Maybe this is why, along with Uranus, but maybe this is why Jupiter seems so expansive, and I've felt like fully engraved in the simulation recently. And of course, this month it's only going to be amplified because we're getting the 6 as the numerology. So our material reality is going to be very noticeable. Like, how can I describe it? You know how you can probably go like days, maybe even a month, and it's kind of like this surrealness, like you're not really there, but now you're going to be fully immersed in the physical reality, material reality. Okay, because your drive and passion, as well as Jupiter, as well as our 6 numerology, it's about the material. Okay, the material, as well as, I do like to say, the toroidal field. So with Taurus and its toroidal field, so it's like our toroidal field is being expanded as well. With Jupiter, it's being expansive. Therefore, we are attracting either new or different things. Has anyone been attracting new or different things to you? Like I says, I've put my foot in modeling, and like I did get a little overwhelmed a bit. I'm like, whoa, it's a lot. But new things were attracting to me. So let me know in the comments if you'd like what has been attracted to you. And then of course our drive and our passion is amplifying our toroidal field, our material experience. Is amplifying it. So one, on a bigger level, we're ready to attract in new, for one, and not only attracting new, but we're ready to truly engulf our 6 senses into our experience. Okay, so like I says, love and money could come up as well, but ultimately it is just what you find valuable in your material reality, as well as things being attracted to your toroidal field. Then we've got Venus. So Venus represents, similar to Taurus, it is about the material reality. It's what you find valuable, which makes you want to use your six senses to interact with it. So, Venus being in Virgo, Venus in Virgo. Oof. Have you been with someone with Venus in Virgo? They'll be like amazing lovers. But anyway, Venus in Virgo right now, that could come up for you. But when it comes to the material reality and what we find valuable with our six senses, being Venus, it's a lot of detail. So it's paying attention to the detail now. And I've mentioned this in a video before, but use this energy. If you've got anything, how can I put it, tedious, that takes a lot of time, use this energy, because Venus is the first one that's entered it, and then the rest of them are going to slowly phase into it. So you can use this energy nicely when it comes to tedious tasks. Okay, but we're going to find attention to detail valuable right now. We are going to make sure our energy exchanges are proper. When I say proper, you're going to make sure you're doing it right. Yeah, you're going to make sure you're doing it right, because Venus it's about energy exchange as well, as it's fueled by Mercury. But this energy exchange, it's oh, hi. Yeah, you can ask a question. When I'll get my inheritance share from my parents and grandpa. You're asking me to, me no know. Me no know. I don't know them type of things. I'm not a psychic, fam. I'm not a psychic, Kevin. All right. I just look at the stars. I don't know. You'd have to kind of figure that out. You're gonna have to look at your placements in alignment with what's going on in the sky and so on. Like that's kind of a deep question, I'm not gonna lie, when you'll get your inheritance from your parents. Me no know. Like that's some deep searching for that. Like it really is. There's even like the cards of illumination to check out the day where where like money exchange will most likely come into it. So that's a lot. That's a lot. But anyway, where was I? It lost me train of thought. Virgo. Yeah, Virgo is all about energy exchange. As it's fueled from Mercury, it's a lot of I want to give my love, give my energy in the best way possible. So in order to do so, I will make sure I know what I'm doing by looking at all the details, paying attention, and things of that nature. So we're going to be in that very analytical mode, very analytical. So even if a new lover comes in with this Taurus energy, you are going to scout that out properly. You're going to be like, wait, let me look at this. Can I do this? Blah, blah, blah. You're going to be in that mode. Even when it comes to money, you're going to be like, let me be sure on what I'm doing. Gosh, some children are arguing. But you're going to be paying attention to details. So we're transiting. Yeah, Venus is transiting at the end of September. So generally for the majority of September, the Virgo energy is going to be there as other luminaries move into Virgo as well. Going on to Mercury. So bear me, I need like a 10-second breather from talking. Hold on. We chat too much sometime. I'm still here. 2 more seconds. Oh dear, and now one of my children are crying. I can't pause this, so I think I can mute the mic, but I can't pause it. So Okay, I'm back. I had to mute it because my children were arguing, but I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Mercury, though, Mercury is all about energy exchange. Like I says, as it fuels Virgo, Mercury is the umbrella term is energy exchange, and it's your thoughts, communication, monetary exchange, and even when your body is communicating with itself, if there's any form of dis-ease, that's all Mercury. Is Hermes, the winged god, and it's in Leo, so we're operating from that base energy at the beginning of September. What do you need? What's this? A wipe isn't gonna work. Leave that alone. Leave it up here. I will sort it out. A wipe will break it, darling. It needs nail varnish remover. Minecraft. So I can't even pause this to help them out. They just need to wait. Mercury, anyway. We'll be exchanging our energy in this confident, bold way. That is shifting as well, but for the majority of September, we will be having these energy exchange in a confident, bold, passionate, and assertive way. This could even be in your mind. Pay attention to your thoughts, what you're thinking, because it could come up as a thought first, like, yeah, I want to talk like this, or I need to act like this, and so on. But it's about doing it confidently and passionately. Like, again, just a personal example, just modeling, I've had to show up and exchange my energy in a very bold, passionate way. I've had to just be like the lion, like, yeah, this is me, this is how I am. So we're still operating in that, but then it is shifting. And of course, the sun is still in Leo. It's operating in Leo until the 16th. And yeah, so the sun represents our ego. So our ego is seen through that lens as well, of having to show up confidently. Like, again, I've known people, they've like started a new job and things like that. So they've had to show up confidently, bold, like, yeah, I can do it. This is what I'm doing. So it would be interesting to know what's going on in you lot's personal lives and so on. But we're operating through that lens of Leo until it changes. If you notice, I haven't got the moon because we're not covering the moon phases right now. I really wanted to get into it this year with the moons, but I have to be honest with myself and my workload. The moons most likely will pick up in the next calendar. Okay, it may start the beginning of next year, but where we go deeper into the moon phases, looking at Gematria as well. But obviously, every cycle we go over the moon transits. So just keep in mind that when we come onto the Thursday videos, but I'm feeling like realistically by next year, my workload, I'll be able to get into the deeper aspects of the full moons. Okay, not the new moons, but the full moons, the deeper aspect. So oh, pardon me. Let's get into our transits now anyway. So let me get rid of my amazing drawing. And let's get into our transits. Sure. Let me just write them all. And then we'll go through it. And then that gives my mouth a little break. So usually what I did as I'm still talking, I usually pause the video. We're just writing it all on while I have a break. So Mars moves into Gemini. On the 9th, we have Fortune SR. Where's its station in retrograde? Aries. As well as, Child S stations direct in Scutum. We then have, my back, on the 16th, our beautiful ego sun is moving into Virgo. And I feel as well it's pretty cool because you can see how I'm writing it. We then have our lunar eclipse on the 18th. We then have Mercury, our beautiful Mercury, going into Virgo as well. So as I says with Venus before, that Virgo energy, once it's coming in, it's coming in. You know what I'm saying? So you can just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Use the Virgo energy. Starts with Venus, and the rest are going to wander through. So then on the 23rd, my back. Fortune retrogrades into Pisces. So it goes back into Pisces. We have our beautiful Venus finally entering Libra. And then lastly, Child goes into Sagittarius. So we have Child in Sag. Child in Sag. So, anyway, all of these stuff. So with Uranus stationing retrograde in Taurus. This is a big one. I do have a video that needs to be edited. It should have been out when Jupiter entered Taurus, but I had a mental breakdown. But anyway, I'm gonna release that ideally tonight or tomorrow night, but it will be out before my Crypto Angles podcast. Okay, this Uranus being in Taurus. Reason being, because it's still valid. It's still more or less valid, even though it's going to station retrograde in Taurus, and it will touch back into Aries or go on the cusp of Aries for a little bit and then fully go into Taurus next year. So it's still a fully valid video. So it's still going to come out even though it's a couple months late. But with its retrograding in Taurus, so Uranus represents the father of electricity. So Saturn is father time, Uranus is father electricity. And this father of electricity is linked to plutonium on the periodic table. So there's still some death and rebirth, Pluto qualities within Uranus alone. So essentially you operating within wherever Uranus is, so it's in Taurus, you operating within that Taurian energy can activate the electrical charge, so to say, which will bring about this death and rebirth. So it can be a bit of a challenge in Luminary, but ultimately it tears down what's old because it needs to bring in what's new. So that is Uranus, and it is going to retrograde in Taurus. I don't know whether to do a full video on this. Nah, man, me not no time. I don't have any time. Why does it do that? Crypto videos on my Crypto Angles podcast, love. Thank you for joining me. But this isn't crypto today. All right, this is life. Crypto's on Sunday. Yeah, crypto's on Sunday. But anyway, Uranus, it's ready to bring about this electric change. And like I said to you, this toroidal field, where's my pen? Where's my black pen? The toroidal field, it's in Taurus, just like Jupiter is in Taurus. So your toroidal field, what you're attracting into your material reality, is really getting ready to have this electric change from Uranus. So it wants to do that, but obviously it's going to retrograde. So it's going to then give you the time, space, and capacity for you to do what is necessary for this electric change to come about, for you to begin to attract new things into your toroidal field. Okay, but it is going to transit into Aries. But when is it going into Aries? Is it October? Nope. Oh, it's late. Is it December? Yeah, so it's December. So we're still quite heavy in this Taurus energy, to be honest. Nothing to worry about for yet. So it's definitely, when it comes to what you want to attract into your toroidal field, what you want that electric change to, for it to happen, you're going to have the time to do what you need to do for that to happen. Okay. So we're then also getting Lilith moving into Scorpio because it's in Libra right now, and it will go into Scorpio. So Lilith represents what we are truly passionate about, but the hologram will create illusions to keep you suppressed in that area. And I always say when it does that, it's just the biggest sign to know that you're on the right track. So it's in Scorpio. So when it comes to our deep passions, oh, confirmation, but when it comes to our deep passions, it's deeply passionate. Probably not the best way to put it, but it is deeply passionate. We're going to be very passionate, but because Lilith represents some illusions, the hologram may create illusions to keep your passion quiet. So if that comes up for you, use that as the biggest like sign that you're on the right track and to just stay in your passions. Okay, for sure. But there's going to be deep passion. Lilith was in there before, and then it retrograded all the way back to Libra, but a lot of passion came up. Shit, damn, I'm just remembering what I went through in that time. Oh, sorry, I can't answer you now. SARS Boz. SARS Papa, but I can't answer the phone. What am I saying? Yeah, I'm just remembering back when Lilith was in Scorpio before it retrograded, and a lot of dark stuff came up for me. A lot of dark stuff. Stuff that I didn't really want to deal with. So if that wants to come back up again, I guess it might come back up again. But yeah, keep that in mind. Deep passion may come up. Okay, deep passion. But remember, even if the hologram creates the illusion to keep your passion small, remember the Scorpio energy, your vulnerability and your deepest passions and desires essentially is your greatest strength. We'll then obviously have this transit into Mars. And just going back to your passions, it's bringing me back to the numerology of like the 7 energy of bringing your wisdom and anchoring it in. Okay, so keep that in mind. Mars moving into Gemini from Taurus, your driving your passions going to begin to be a bit more quick. If you notice, in the month of September, things move quicker. Just don't be surprised, because Mars being in Gemini, Gemini an air sign, Mars being fire, fire and air, just think of like fast flames and all that type of stuff. So you may be, when it comes to your drive and passion, you may get this ample amount of energy. So keep that in mind. But I feel that falls into perfect alignment with you're ready for change, for one, so you'll have enough energy for the change, to do the change with the 5 energy, with our 13 moons. That ample energy and passion and drive will be like you're nurturing this 6 energy, which will then ultimately impact the 8, which is your toroidal field, new experiences, and that potential like 180 in your life, or you know, the beginning of it anyway. I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing. If quickness comes up, just don't be surprised, because you're driving your passion. It's going to be airy. It's going to be airy. There may be a lot of communications coming up. These communications, or people you communicate with, could well be that change and that connection, or the connection, and it could bring about change. Okay, the way you even communicate, because Gemini is all about communication. It could be how you're nurturing whatever you're nurturing. All right, so keep that in mind. I don't know if you heard me, if you were here when I said it, but crypto is not for now. Okay, Sunday. You'll watch crypto on Sunday. All right, Bab. All right. So Fortune, anyway, Fortune is stationing direct. That's why I didn't say much about it up there, but it is in Aries, and it's going to station direct in Aries. So going back to just fortune and prosperity, what that is about, why does it do that? Like, I don't understand technology at times. Anyway, I don't know if it's just my phone, but fortune and prosperity, when it comes to our first house, which is what Aries is, Aries is all first house, basically. So when it comes to the first house, we are retrograding back into it. So when it comes to how we want to work on our appearance, what people know about us and things of that nature, we're retrograding. So we're going to have the time to do it. Okay, with this retrograde, we have the time, space, and capacity. So if that is growing your hair, for example, because that's part of your appearance, you'll have the time to do so. That's a really lame example, but that's basically it. If you're doing exercise, working on your physique, you're gonna have the time to do it. If you're even starting a new career and that is what people see you and know you as first house, you're gonna have the time to do it. So even like me putting myself out here talking about this stuff, I'm showing this first house. So I'll have even more time to do it. But operating in that energy and showing up first house will bring fortune and prosperity to you. Okay. And you've been given the time to work on that more, because as it retrogrades, I think, does it transit? Yeah. It transits back into Pisces here. So let's just talk about it now. As it transits back into Pisces, we're clearly moving from our appearance and finishing off, tying up the loose ends on the frequencies we want to attune ourselves to. So it's like, yeah, this is what I'd like to do to bring me fortune and prosperity, for one. But it's also operating within the Pisces energy. So that goes back to the key, CHRION being the key, this wisdom that you know. Oh, confirmation, but this Neptune energy being in Pisces as well, attuning yourself to that frequency, that Pisces energy, and bringing that wisdom and creativity out in your own unique way. But it's like, before we can fully be like, yep, this is my first house appearance of this Aries, it's like we need to do some hidden work. That Pisces element, where it has the wisdom of all of the zodiacs within it. So it's about fully choosing what it wants, essentially. But yeah, and then going on to our inner child, it's moving forward, it's stationing direct on the 9th in Scutum. So in the shield, like I says, that may look odd to you, but it's all on the back of the calendar and the back of the diary. There's two styles of this diary, by the way. It's this one and, oh gosh, so bloody heavy. And this one. So this one's like a ring binder. This one will be available on Etsy soon. Like, I can't give an exact date, but it will be soon. And this one will be available on Amazon. So especially if you're in America, you can like order it a bit easier from me. I just have to talk to Amazon. I have to, you know, put my fists up, but it should be amazing. I mean, ready soon. So where was I? Child, anyway, station direct. All this stuff you can learn from the calendar or the diary, but it's station direct when it comes to our protection. So we're fully being protected. It's like it was retrograding. It's making sure that we are protected. Our inner child, our inner vision, and so on is being protected. And then it's moving forward with that protection now. It's moving forward. We're going to jump, like when it's done one, we're just going to jump to it. So our inner child is going to move forward from being protected with the shield, so our inner child vision and what we want, and then as it's going to be protected at the end of the month, it's moving into Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius is, you now know the direction you're going in. It's wild because child was in Aquila. It was the bird, the eagle that soars in the sky, and it's like it was ready to soar, then it had to retrograde back into it, and it's like, I need this retrograde period. And then it's like, okay, we're protecting your vision now, and then as it's being protected, it's going to get ready to move in a new direction. Sagittarius being the maturest fire sign, with its own philosophy, covers travel as well. and precision. I like to say precision because it is the Mercuri's fire sign, and it's got the bow and arrow, so it knows precisely where it wants to go. And just like even like Mars, as it's in a certain point and angle, it knows where it's gonna go. Okay, so your inner child's vision knows what it's gonna do. And I feel you'd be more confident in doing so because you are gonna be protected. So again, this is this nurturing element, something being birthed, coming out. And this is that 8 toroidal field, things being attracted to your toroidal field, because your inner child now knows the direction it wants to go in. All right. Okay, now 3 more to go. The sun, our ego, is going to jump. Oh gosh, it's gonna jump into Virgo. So the sun, our ego, how we perceive our reality, is moving into the star constellation of Virgo. Forgive me if you just hear me say random accents, because it just makes life a bit more fun, doesn't it, Bab? It makes it just a little bit more fun, Bab. So anyway, anywho, we're going to be perceiving our reality through this Virgo lens. So it's going to, 1, amplify Venus being in Virgo, and it's going to amplify Mercury being in Virgo as well. They're going to be similar, but we're seeing it through this Virgo loving lens. Or should I say this analytical, quite critical, pays attention to all the details type of lens. And this is why I also said, and I'll say it again, when it comes to niggly, iggly, squiggly bits that are tedious for your mind, use this Virgo energy. Just use the Virgo energy, okay? Because it's just worthwhile. If you've been holding something off for a very long time, Virgo is the energy to use, so you can get it done. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I created my entire calendar within 1 month of Virgo energy. I did it the year before, and so on. So use the Virgo energy, people. Use it. But yeah, we're operating things from that lens. So if you aren't quick, Virgo being an earth sign is quite slow. So if you aren't quick to even make decisions because you feel like you want to take your time, trust yourself. Okay? Just trust yourself. So yeah, pay attention to all the details and things of that nature. And it makes sense. I feel the sun being in Virgo, it makes sense. Energetically, with the numerology, we're ready, with the Gregorian one, we're ready to attract new experiences to us from the toroidal field, which is the 8. Okay, so in order to know what we actually want to attract, we need to know the details. We need to look at everything closely. So yeah, I'm seeing that aligns. And then we get our Mercury going into Virgo as well. So this is only going to amplify this Virgo energy of paying attention to the details, knowing how to give and not give your energy, and things of that nature. So when it comes to your thoughts, you'll be thinking about things in detail. That may come up a lot. Again, the 6 energy, you're nurturing something, you're nurturing and growing something. Okay, so you need a lot of thought about it. And again, when it comes to your energy exchanges, your communication with this 5 energy, who are you communicating with? Yeah, who are you communicating with? Pay attention to the details. You'll make sure you're communicating with the right person to get you to the right thing, which will bring about the 8 energy of the toroidal field to bring in new experiences. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. But that's what I am seeing. And then lastly, we've been jumping. Okay, we'll do lunar eclipse last. But we have been jumping, so I hope you've been paying attention to me. So I can't even really do the timestamps because it's a bit all over the place, isn't it? So it's a bit all over. Anyway, no matter. Oh no, yeah, I can, because that's just for that. Virgo being in Libra. So when it comes to Virgo, like I says, our 5 senses, 6 senses, what we find valuable, which makes us want to interact with it, is going into the Libra balance. So we are not just balance. We're going to be working, or what we're going to find valuable is taking things from our mind and bringing it out into the plane of existence to be weighed and scaled. Like, is it equal? Is it balanced? Whatever is in your mind. Libra does cover relationships, any type of relationship, it does cover that. But it's also the idea you have in your mind about that relationship and bringing it out and making it balance, making it truly work, as well as other ideas. It's the relationship you have with food, with work-life balance, and things of that nature. The relationship you have with a project, or anything, but it's taking that idea from your mind and bringing it out into the plane of existence and creating balance with that. That is what we're going to find valuable. And again, I feel this just links nicely into the numerology, because we're attracting this new toroidal field, 8. We're nurturing something, 6. Change and connection, 5. So it's like you can have an idea in your head from this Venus energy being in Libra of like, shit, I want to change something. You happen to communicate with Mercury now, knowing who you're communicating with, or it could even come when it's still in Leo, you communicate in this bold way. And then that can bring about the change from that connection, and that communicating in the bold way can then be like, oh, it can begin to attract something new to you and nurture something. Also, with how you continue to communicate, with it being in Virgo, it's like you would nurture it because you'll know what to do, which will inevitably bring more experiences to you with the 8, possibly giving you a 180. Take a deep breath. So that's what I'm seeing. These months, October's not so, let's say bad. October's not so eventful. There's only a few transits in October, but I'm telling you, November and December, people, are wild. Just look how much. Look how much. And November, look how much transit. October's not too. But September was quite a lot. But I find it fascinating that in the winter, in the darkness, things get more active. So we're gonna just take a little deep breath now, only because I've gone this far. I would actually like to do tarot. So usually on these videos I don't, because I would have done one at the beginning of the cycle, kind of going over the numerology. But as I'm going to combine them now, I will just do the numerology for the month. So instead of me doing like 2 sets of numerology, Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, love may be around the corner for you. But yeah, instead of doing like, oh, this is for the month, this is for the cycle, I'm just gonna do the month. You will not see me next Thursday. No, yes. Yeah, man. Y'all gonna see me next Thursday. Yes. Yes. But obviously, because we've gone through all of this, we're not gonna cover these in the next Thursday's video. We're just going to briefly go over the rest of them, even though I have mentioned it in this video. But this will only be available for 48 hours. So Saturday is coming off, and it will be available on Patreon. So if you want this whole synchronization, it will be available on Patreon. It's donation based, so it's super cheap. All tiers get access to the same video. But it's only going to be on YouTube for 48 hours, and then on Patreon after that. And then we'll get back into our Thursday videos where we'll do hair. Anyway, I've been chatting long and my mouth tired. Take a deep breath with me. And exhale. So yeah, like, let's just shuffle it while I talk. I'm doing it one-handed. Got me tired. Crypto is on Sunday. It's gonna be Sunday morning. Okay. Ideally 10 o'clock, because I've got to be up and out. So ideally 10, finish at 11, and so on. And that other question, I can't answer them type of things there. Can't answer it at all. I can tell you, like, your strengths. I can tell you your strengths, but that's about it. So, sauce. It's a little bit delayed. I always find a bit of a struggle, but I've been talking for an hour and 11 minutes. I've got to see what these children are up to. Right, so what is coming for the collective in the month of August? So, I mean, September 2024. Literally, my brain was saying 2023. Thank you for joining me, people. I know that it's at a very random time, so I know a lot of you will be watching later. It will be time-stamped, so it'll be easier to find. But right, what's coming for the month of September for the collective? Clear message, like not loads of cards, please. Just what's coming. Oh, I quickly saw something then, but... Okay, got King of Swords. See, definitely seeing something like cutting through some illusions or something there. Can you clarify that King of Swords message? Oh, we have the Four of Cups. I don't know, is that good or bad? Is anything really good or bad? Can you clarify that? That flipped up Queen of Cups. For the month of September. Oh, that flipped up upside down, but landed right way up. So I picked it up this way, so it was upside down. Last clarity, please. Last clarity for the month of September. That come up like that. So we're taking these. Full emotional fulfillment is coming in the month of September. Let's take a little read and then we'll close. Oh, right, Sifu Hotmans. I say that to my children all the time, but them I like it at time. I'm gonna, because we've only got one major arcana, we're gonna do that first. So, High Priestess. Oh, this was a fascinating one because as it flipped up upside down, but as it landed, I picked it up right way up. So take what resonates with you for this one. But it's like secrets, hidden feelings, intuition, the healer, feminine power, silent potential, mystical influences. A secret will be revealed, seeing beyond what's obvious, trusting your inner guide, being receptive. So I am seeing deep intuition, following your intuition during this month. And I do feel that that resonates more than so, because even if there are some secrets, you are a bit quiet. It's because of this Virgo energy. You're analyzing things, making sure this is all accurate. You know your potential. You're trusting your inner guide. Yeah, mystical influences. And that silent potential. So you may not be loud about it. You may not be loud, which again makes sense because this Aries energy of fortune retrograding, it's like you're finishing things off. So you're not too loud about it. Yeah, definitely taking that as upright. Then we'll do the... Oh gosh, we've got 4 cups. So we do the King of Swords and then we'll move on to the cups. So, the King of Swords for the energy of September. I know someone's like joining in and out, in and out, in and out. Are you okay? Anyway. So, King of Swords, we've got articulate, just, oh, this is Virgo all over. Articulate, just, assertive, analytical, actively gets to grip with the situation, high standards, patriarchal values, capable and intellectually adept. This just screams Virgo. This screams Virgo. This Virgo energy, if you're ready to study something, start something new, so is why, but yeah, being analytical as well. This is all the Virgo energy, and this is why I feel it's this silent potential, because you're just being analytical, articulate, you're being assertive, so you know what to do. This is part of this Leo energy, okay? And as we're attracting things into our toroidal field, you're gonna know what to do. You need to be assertive, this one energy of knowing what to do, and you're going to have that silent potential, but that full inner wisdom where you can trust yourself, okay? Yeah, so studying is going to be amazing. Then we have a lot of this cup energy, so let's find the cups. Right, so this isn't the best one. This is probably the least. So it's introspection, self-doubt, taking things personally, giving little away, not seeing what's on offer, lacking initiative, taking time to reflect. So I do feel this may come up for people, especially the not giving, like giving a little away. Giving a little away. You're not going to be giving too much away with this high priestess energy. It's silent potential, but then it's like even the taking time to reflect is telling me, this Virgo energy, you're going to be in analytical mode. King of Swords, you're going to be in an analytical place. You're not going to be so quick to move. Yeah, you're not going to be so quick to move. In this analytical headspace, self-doubt may come up, okay? It may come up, so do keep that in mind for the month of September. But I do feel it's like ultimately you're taking things a little bit slower because you're in a lot of this Virgo energy. Yeah, and then of course we've got the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Cups as well. So the Three of Cups is, even though you may not be giving a little away, little self-doubt may come up, but you're heavily reflecting, you know your silent potential and things of that nature, and you're analytical about it. You are also within the team spirit. Yay! So this is team spirit, friendship, exuberance, celebration, part of a group, sharing good feelings, getting together and networking, community spirit. So this just screams, this Three of Cups to me screams this 5 energy with our 13 moon cycle numerology. Okay, this community spirit, getting together, networking, communicating, connections, that 5 energy, and friendship. So that's definitely coming up. I feel it's quite heavy. Again, this Virgo energy, analyzing who you're giving your time and energy to is going to come up a lot, but the ones you choose to, and it's about taking your time, not going too fast and making that decision, will bring about more of it being like, oh, celebration time type of thing, because you're knowing who to share your energy with. And of course, we're getting the 10 of Cups. So this is full emotional fulfillment. Whatever you analytically decide this month, yeah, whatever you analytically decide, whatever you attract into your toroidal field with all this Taurus energy, with the 8 as well, you're going to have full emotional fulfillment. So it's promise, 10 of Cups, promise of good times to come, family joy, happiness, radiating love, emotional fulfillment, sexual commitment, attainable ideals. So this is, again, this is fascinating. The attainable ideals part, because we're heavy in the Virgo energy. in this analytical type of phase. This is why we're not so quick to act on something whilst keeping the silent potential. Okay, we're not going to be too quick to act upon it, because it's like you're working on these attainable ideas. Whatever it is you decide that you keep silent about, it is attainable. Okay, whatever you're nurturing with this sixth energy, these experiences you're attracting to you, it's going to be attainable. Yeah, full emotional fulfillment this month, I feel, is coming from your own decisions and your analytical skills. So there's good times coming, people. There really is. And then lastly, the Queen of Cups is giving us tender-hearted, compassionate, feeling moved, unconditional love, know what it feels like to feel, willing to help the underdog. So pardon me. Yeah, basically this is just screaming to me, whatever these interactions may be, you're gonna see their point of view. It may be like, puppy dog eyes. Someone comes in, you're like, oh, I get it. There's a lot of compassion, and I feel this comes from the connections that come into you, the energy exchanges with this Virgo energy that comes in as well. So yeah, that is what I am seeing for the month of September, people. Let's take a deep breath, and we are going to come back to the present moment, because the present moment is all that matters, Bab. Let's come back. Take a deep breath with me. So obviously in these videos, I don't often do, we have 10 of cups there. I don't often do the moon. I don't often do the moon, but where are we? What is the present moment? I don't even know. Let's do this live, people. August. Okay, so the most present thing is Mercury is station direct. So I spoke about that a lot in my last video. It's going to be forward movement now, obviously, in how we exchange our energy. And the moon right now, this is the only moon part I'll mention. Can you see this at the bottom? Yeah. We have moon is in Gemini. Moon is in Gemini right now. So like I says, we will get into the full moon, like that deeper aspect of the full moon. Realistically, like I says, potentially when the new calendar comes out, we'll look on it on a deeper level through Gematria, the periodic table, and we'll synchronize it all together. But right now, just the moon, it is in Gemini. So our emotions, the moon is the mover of our emotions, will be probably a bit chatty. I mean, look at me, 1 hour and 23 Ross Clark minutes. I'm chatting a lot. I'm meant to have a little family gathering later, so that's just going to bring more time to chat. Probably speak about things that are on a more deeper level, as that's something I have noticed when the moon is in Gemini. Something you'll probably say, I've never told that to anyone, or I haven't spoke about this before, or things of that nature. Conversations like that could come up, but your emotions will definitely be moving you in a way of communication, energy exchange, and things of that nature. Like, for example, I'm meant to be having a little family gathering, and at first I was like, nah, but I'm like, you know what, let me just make the effort and go. So there is that. But that's basically it, people. Do make sure, because of course in the present moment is 40% off on the calendar. If you grab a physical calendar, you'll get the digital one for free. So yeah, just get it. It's super affordable. And what else? Yeah, like I says, these diaries will be available as soon as they can. Like the moment they're available, I'll do a live and say it, but it will be available. And of course, when it comes to next year, it's gonna be available well ahead of time. Okay, well before April 2025. Oh, and to just say that date, it's giving me some shivers. But anyway, yeah, support your girl out. Do like the video if you liked it. And what else? Yeah, I do offer birth chart readings. If you would like a birth chart reading, make sure you check out my Crypto Angles podcast. We're going to go live there on Sunday, 9:30 or 10 a.m. So even if you miss it, it's still going to be there. Oh shit, damn, lunar eclipse, 18th of September. Shift in energy. Okay, there's going to be a shift in energy, and I feel this screams even more for like all of this happening, because that's what happens on eclipse days. The energies shift. It's like a turning point. And obviously, look, we're attracting these new things, nurturing something, and so on. Change is happening when this lunar eclipse is coming up. We'll talk more about that in our Thursday videos. But like I says, thank you for joining me. If you catch this a little later, this will be available up until, what's the time? Up until 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. on Saturday. So if you miss it, then just catch it on Patreon if you want to come back. It's only, the smallest tier is £4 a month, so it is super cheap. All tiers get access to the exact same thing. It just depends on what you would like to donate. But otherwise it will be up on YouTube until 4 p.m. Saturday, and then after that it's Patreon, and then it will just be my Thursday videos every Thursday. Okay, until we go over the Luminary support you for October 2024. But if you do like this and like the synchronization of it all, please let me know. It will, feedback is amazing. But yes, people, this is our sky, our story, it's our hologram, our realm, and it's time to play. It's time to play. But with that being said, I will catch you in my Crypto Angles podcast on Sunday. Angel out. Bye.